Hi, this is the SSA Group YouTube channel. In this video, we explain how the risk management process is organized in software development projects. Let's start with the risk definition. An individual project risk is an uncertain event or condition that has a positive or negative effect on one or more project objectives. Arising from individual risks, overall project risk affects the project as a whole. It is important to note that risk can affect project outcomes both positively and negatively. However, in this video, we focus on negative risks. There are different ways to classify all possible risks. First, we define risk categories by source. Technical risks associated with technical parameters of the project. External risks involve software and licenses provided by external vendors, legislation and restrictions, competitive environment, and so on. Organizational or commercial risks include contractual terms and conditions, logistics and internal infrastructure, customer stability and solutions, suppliers, and others. Project management risks contain everything related to project management, business processes, and communication between stakeholders. The list of risk categories for area of influence comprises stakeholders, agreements and arrangements including contract terms, quality, time, scope, customer satisfaction, other project objectives. Precise risk categorization helps to identify all potential threats and to implement effective risk responses, allowing teams to focus on the riskiest areas. It's also useful for developing generic response scenarios for risk in the same category. The most influential factors in software development projects are technical infrastructure, project management performance, software engineering, and the project team's knowledge and experience. Based on our observations, lack of experience is a common reason why IT companies have poor risk management. We invited Olena, head of the PMO at SSA Group, to discuss methods and techniques used to identify and respond to risks.
The SSA Group Project Management Office developed a universal risk management model applicable to projects utilizing any methodology. The project manager plays a key role in this process, having expertise not only in risk management theory, but also in leadership, coaching team members, and facilitating the risk management process. The PM provides expertise in risk handling in collaboration with the development team and subject matter experts. Given their experience in risk mitigation from previous projects, the PM is prepared to handle highly specific risks. We follow the Project Management Institute recommendations and consider every stakeholder a potential valuable participant in risk management. During the project planning phase, we determine the project stakeholders and their roles in risk management. The list of stakeholders depends on the project, and their engagement and responsibilities may change throughout the risk management cycle. The risk management process consists of the 5 elements: risk identification, qualitative risk analysis, quantitative risk analysis, risk response planning, risk monitoring and control. The first stage consists of identifying individual project risks and sources of overall project risk and documenting their characteristics. We actively utilize experience and risk registers from other projects to identify the initial and most common sets of risks. The qualitative risk analysis stage includes prioritizing individual project risks for further analysis or action. Through individual sessions with project team members and the product owner, the project manager assesses the probability of risk occurrence, its possible impact, and creates a short list of the risks with the most significant impact on the project. The project manager assigns a risk owner, which is the person who will be responsible for that risk. Depending on the risk category and source, the risk owner may be the PM, a software developer, or any other stakeholder who has the specific expertise to address a particular risk. Quantitative risk analysis means numerically analyzing the combined effect of identified individual project risks on overall project objectives. At this stage, the project manager assesses risks from the shortlist to support decision-making for risk handling. To plan risk response, the SSA Group project manager and subject matter experts serve as consultants to help risk owners assess options, evaluate the pros and cons, and suggest the most reasonable risk response strategy. The final decision is made by the product owner. During the risk monitoring and control stage, the project manager organizes the regular retrospective sessions with the development team and risk owners to control the implementation of the response plan, keep track of identified risks, and evaluate overall risk process efficiency. The product owner's involvement at this stage is crucial, as new threats may emerge that need to be taken into consideration, or changes to be made to the existing response plans.
During the risk management process in SSA Group, each stakeholder has their specific responsibilities. The development team identifies risks during software product development and implements risk response plans approved by the product owner. As the individual responsible for achieving maximum business value for the product owner captures and assesses project risks, prioritizes and communicates risks to relevant stakeholders, and represents the voice of the customer. The product owner may delegate activities to the project manager or participate in the risk management process solely as a decision maker. The project manager takes a leading role in the risk management process, applying theoretical knowledge and practical experience from previous projects. This specialist facilitates the identification and escalation of risks by the development team, keeps track of response plan execution, and guides team members on how to address risks. Also, the project manager may take on some of the project's owner responsibility if needed, such as collecting relevant information about risk, providing options to address risk, and consulting the most suitable solution. The leadership team can be represented by the team leader, the business analyst, Scrum Master for projects following Scrum methodology, or other managing roles. They are responsible for supporting the risk management process in the identification and assessment stages, consulting on specific risk handling, working out response plans, and defining the pros and cons of different options. Furthermore, the leadership team may help the product owner communicate with external stakeholders to collect or provide input on the risk management that affects the expected project outcomes and benefits. Other stakeholders interact with the product owner and project management team to exchange information about risks that may affect the project results. Risk mitigation planning is carried out to increase advantages and reduce threats to achieving the project objectives in software development. Therefore, it's necessary to determine the principal risk mitigation strategies. Avoid. It's necessary to refrain from taking specific actions and using certain tools, technologies, and techniques if their use in the project entails risks. In our experience, setting project priorities is the most important consideration when applying this strategy. Mitigate. This risk reduction strategy is the only one possible in an unforeseen emergency. Project participants focus their efforts on overcoming the negative consequences of risks by applying predetermined priorities and responses. Transfer. This strategy includes involving a third party in eliminating the negative consequences of risks. It's a perfect strategy for quickly addressing high-impact risks. However, it usually increases project costs. Sometimes it's impossible to transfer the risk entirely, so a partial sharing strategy can be employed. Except, this technique is used when the impact of a risk is assessed to be at a level that the project can withstand. The expected benefits usually outweigh the potential losses. This approach works well for known risks that may have arisen in similar projects.
SSA Group's PMO approach is built on experience, proving that absolutely any project has a set of potential risks as possible events in future, and the project's success depends on the ability to manage them. Being prepared in advance gives us an advantage in achieving the required project outcomes. Engagement in risk mitigation. Depending on project specification, risk and response plan, the project manager will coordinate risk mitigation activities with stakeholders and involve them in the process. The primary focus is schedule, cost, and scope. Such an approach allows us to gather all the necessary experience for the project to identify risks, reasonably assess them, and propose optimal response plans. Information exchange. Knowledge sharing and mentoring within the project team help increase specific project knowledge and skill building more quickly. The knowledge keepers may be the project management and development team members, the product owner, or other stakeholders who also contribute significantly to the project success. The project manager's role is to ensure the accumulation of project knowledge within the development team, efficiently onboard new team members, reduce knowledge lost after team reduction, enable scaling the team smoothly, gain access to specific expertise, decrease the level of indeterminacy at the early stage of the project. Project infrastructure and tools. Project infrastructure, engineering, and managerial processes all contribute to achieve project results. Infrastructure must be stable and reliable and contain all the necessary elements for software development processes and product operation. Engineering and managerial processes are instruments for addressing risk. The selected or adapted methodologies and processes should consider the project needs and minimize potential risks. To achieve results, the selected processes should be carried out systematically. Regular retrospectives and lessons learned. One of the most important instruments in our risk management system is regular retrospectives and assessment of the achieved results. During an analysis of past activities, the team members and other stakeholders identify which actions and processes were effective and which can be improved. They also determine the reasons for occurring these events and the possibility of their reoccurring. These meetings at the end of each project, stage, or iteration help to receive valuable insights which can be used in future projects. This allows us to decrease the risk level by establishing relevant processes and practices at the beginning of operations.
Mature risk management processes help teams avoid software development project failures, achieve business goals, and create new business opportunities. Combining technical and business expertise enables SSA Group project teams to make quick and intelligent risk-based decisions and implement accurate control throughout the risk mitigation cycle. Consider the experienced IT consultants from SSA Group to support your software development plans and business growth. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video. Bye!